My name's Lisa Comfort from Sew Over It, and I'm going to show you how to stitch a French seam. You want to start off with your garment wrong sides together, which will feel funny because you'll be so used to stitching things right sides together. But we do two sections of a French seam, and the first part is stitching them wrong sides together. Take your seam allowance and you want to divide it into two portions. So I'm going to take 1.5 centimetres and turn it into 5 millimetres or half a centimetre and a centimetre. So my first seam I'm going to stitch will be the 0.5 centimetres. So lining up with that marker on my machine, I'm going to do a nice reverse stitch at the beginning. So there you can see it's a really small seam allowance of 0.5 centimetres. Now you need to give that a nice press. So first you're going to just press it flat as it is. And then if you just open it out and you want to press the seam to one side, doesn't matter which side, just press it to one side. And then turning it so it's now right sides together, press it with the seam right on the edge. We're now going to do the second half of the seam, which is with the centimetre seam allowance. So following your centimetre guideline on your machine, you want to start with your reverse as you did before and finish again with your reverse, making sure that that seam edge stays right on the edge. And that's a French seam. So if we open it out, you can see that it's completely neat and looks like a normal seam from that side, and on the inside everything's encased and looks lovely and neat. All you need to do is just iron that towards the back of your garment, and then that is finished. A couple of tips when you're sewing French seams. Firstly, you want to stick to lightweight fabrics, so don't go any heavier than a cotton, lightweight cotton, because it just won't work. So steer clear of anything like denim. And another tip, if you are using something really fine, like a chiffon or a very fine silk, you might want to divide your seam allowance into different portions, because sewing 0.5 centimetres on a thin silk is quite tricky. So you might want to take 1.5 centimetres and put it into 7 millimetres and 8 millimetres. If you do that, after you've stitched your first seam at 7 millimetres, just trim away some of that seam allowance, just so you can be sure that when you stitch the next part of the seam, you're completely encasing that raw edge.